Hello everybody, and welcome to SNS Southern Styles. I am today's host, Mrs. Taylor, and today I'm going to be showing y'all how to make these gingerbread men clay cutouts. I know they look absolutely terrifying, and they look like they are scarred for life. I am sorry, I am horrible at this, but I at least want to show y'all that it can be done. And the colors that we are going to be using in order to make this is this brown, hopefully that shows up, this brown, this white, and this pink. So you too can also scar gingerbread men. Let's get started. From this point, we are going to roll out our clay just like you would roll out cookie dough. If you don't have a roller, you can easily just press this down with your hands. And depending on how thin or thick you want your gingerbread people to be, is all up to you. I am going to try and make 2 of each, so 2 at the girl and 2 at the boy. And you're just going to press them down like how you would your cookies. Which I will probably re-roll all of this in order to get the boy. You just peel them up all nice and easy. It might help to get rid of the excess around them. And there they are. And I know you're gonna have your little edges, but once they dry up, you can take a fingernail file to them and clean up all those edges. Just nice and easy, lift them up. Same ordeal. She's gonna have little edges on her, but you can easily file them down once they dry up. Now if you want to use these for pins, don't worry about doing what I'm doing, but if you want to use these as Christmas ornaments or as earrings or necklaces, they're going to have holes through them. And you're going to have to pre-make the holes unless you want to use a Dremel to drill through the holes. I know the last couple times I tried to do that with mine, it's just broke the clay. It just depends on what you want to do. So I'm going to end up putting my hole through her little bow. And I am going to flip it over to make sure that the hole I made on the front side matches the same size that I did on the back. You can easily use a toothpick for this, or even a very sharp pencil. All I'm using for is just those same old pimple poppers. And you see the first hole that I made, how it's much bigger than this one. This one we're going to go through the front and through the back. Just make sure that it's the same size. I'm going to set her off to the side. Now I'm going to get And now I'm going to re-roll all the clay out and work on the boy gingerbread man. I want to try and make 2 of him as well, so I'm just rolling out the clay to where I can get enough for 2 of them. Perfect. Press him down. Yeah. Not gonna lie, for a moment I thought I ripped him. And then we're going to slowly lift him up. Now if you want to add little faces to them, or if you want to make them little gumdrop buttons, you can do that at this stage of them. I'm not going to. I'm just going through and I'm pulling the big chunks of excess clay on them. But if you wanted to, you would do the half hatching method. So you would roll up whatever size you want. So if this is what you want it to be for your little gumdrop, you'll come through and you would hash out the bottom of it. You would add some water and you would go to your little man and you would make hashes on him and you would place it down on there, and that's how you would make your little gumdrop buttons. And same with any smiley face or anything else you want to do with it. I am going to let them dry up and paint them. I don't know yet if I'm going to put any other designs on them. If I do, I will use a different type of clay that looks more like a marshmallow, so it'll look like actual icing on him. Still haven't decided yet. Y'all will know as soon as the next day comes around, as it is going to take these about 2 to 3 days to fully dry up, and when that point comes, y'all know what we're doing next. And just like we did with the girls, I almost forgot, we're going to have to poke holes through them. So, and we're going to do his right on top. When you poke through one side, turn them around and poke through the other side. I'm just getting those big chunks of leftover clay out of them. And keep in mind, when you're making these, they don't have to be perfect because you are trying to mimic gingerbread men, and cookies always usually come out cracking. It's hard to get a perfect looking gingerbread man, so don't stress about it not looking perfect. I promise you, by the time you're done with it and you get them all painted up and dolled up, you won't even notice. What you do to one side, you're going to flip it around and do to the other side. So the gingerbread men have been drying for about 3 days. They still have 2 more days left to go. I did make these fellas really thick, so it's just going to take them a little bit longer to dry out. It has been 2 weeks. It took 2 weeks for these guys to dry because of how thick I made them. Do remember, depending on how thick you make these, fully depends on how long these are going to take to dry. But here are the little gingerbread people. And we'll get started on painting them. Hopefully this looks well. We'll figure it out when we go. Now to make that beautiful gingerbread color, we are going to put some dark brown, there it goes, down, and then we're going to add a little bit of white. can't tell how much of this y'all can see. So we have some brown. Then we're going to add just a smidge bit of white. And it can be a little bit darker for gingerbread men. Yeah, good enough. Okay, so I have my tan, brown, tan. I have my cookie shade done, and now we're just going to paint. Nothing to it. Nothing complicated, nothing special. And you can do multiple layers of this paint and it will make it darker throughout each shade that you do. And also the brown that I am using, it dries darker, so it looks brighter when you put it down, lighter color brown, but then once it hardens and dries, it looks darker. There's my first one done. Hopefully y'all can see what I mean about the shades being different when it's not dried compared to when it is dry. And I'm going to go back through with a second coat just to pick up any of the loose ends I might have left. Now we're going to work on our little girly girl over here. I'm going to be doing the same thing. Now the paint I have is fast drying paint. That's why I'm able to get the top done and the sides and all of it done quickly. And I do love this paint, but do keep in mind it is fast drying, and when I mean fast drying, I mean fast. And keep in mind, if it dries this fast when you paint it on something, it's going to dry that fast down on the little container down here. So you're going to want to mix this paint, mix it up nice and good, and then get doing. Now that we done now that we have finished painting them, we are going to get started on putting the icing, the little designs on them. I know I did talk about using the magic clay on them, but I decided that I didn't have the time nor the patience to try and do that. But if you are able to mix your paint to make it thicker, that would be awesome. And definitely if you can make it look like icing. What I am doing is I am taking my white paint And I'm just going to do little swivels. So even if I wanted to add color to these swivels instead of just having them white, I would still have to do the white base first. Now it looks like my little girl has a dress on her. We are going to put icing around the dress. So again, I have no idea. I can't see and tell where y'all are. Does that help me? Maybe. Kind of. Which now makes me worry that this right here is also messing with y'all's vision. But we're just going to go through and we're going to fix up her dress. And we're going to just add swivels. Because why not? And then she has her little bow up here. And we're just going to go through and highlight that. Oops. We're going to go through and we're just going to make a mess out of everything. That's exactly what we're going to do. I'm going to go ahead and I'm just going to fill this in all the way with white instead of doing an outline because I messed up. That's okay. Now we're going to put a little face on her. And then we're going to put a little smile. I've never really done much with gingerbread men, and I don't have a picture to look at. This probably looks terrific. Absolutely mortizing. We're going to add some blush, maybe even make her bow pink. Now I am going to add more to her eyes. I just have to wait for the white paint to dry up. Yeah, she'll have a little pink bow. Then I'll go through with black and I'll outline her bow. I'll wait for her to dry up before I do any more to her. So off to the side she goes. Next up, now with them, we're going to add same swivels. We'll add swivels down to his feet. And there we go. We'll add little buttons to them. And we'll add a handsome face. And then a little smile. Add some blush to him too, because why not? Now I'm just adding the outline to the bow. Kind of messed it up. Yes, okay. And then she just looks terrified, doesn't she? It's okay. So she looks scared for her life, and well, the man doesn't look much better, but it could always be worse. So do note, it could always be worse. Thank y'all all for watching. I hope y'all have a blessed day. Bye!